Hello. Today we're going to be showing you how to perform a thruster. A thruster is a combination of two traditional compound weight training exercises, the front squat and overhead press. Exercise combinations such as the thruster are sometimes referred to as compound exercises. A compound exercise involves movement around two or more joints and targets a large number of muscles. Compound exercises allow you to perform a high volume of training work in minimal time and generally have the greatest carryover into sports and physical performance. And one very effective compound exercise is the thruster. Thrusters involve movement around four major joints: the hip, also known as the acetabular-femoral joint; the knee, also known as the tibiofemoral; the shoulder, also known as the glenohumeral; and the elbow, also known as the humeral ulnar joint. Now we're going to discuss how to properly perform a thruster. To perform a thruster, stand with your feet shoulder width apart and your chosen weight held in front of your shoulders. Your elbows should be below your hands. Elevate your chest, push your hips back, and bend your knees. Squat down until your thighs are parallel to the floor, this being the eccentric movement of the exercise, where hip flexion and knee flexion occur. Explicitly drive up and out of the squat. This, known as the concentric phase of the squat, where knee extension and hip extension occur. Maintain the momentum of the dumbbells by powerfully extending your arms and pushing them overhead. This being the concentric phase of shoulder flexion and tricep extension. Bend your arms and lower the bar back to your shoulders before squatting down and repeating. There are many muscles involved in the thruster. The first ones are your quadriceps. There are four quadriceps: the rectus femoris, origin anterior inferior iliac spine, and insertion tibial tuberosity; the vastus lateralis, origin lateral lip of the linea aspera, and insertion tibial tuberosity; the vastus medialis, origin medial lip of the linea aspera, insertion tibial tuberosity; and the vastus intermedius, upper 2/3 of the femur, insertion tibial tuberosity. Another important group of muscles are your hamstrings. There are three hamstrings. The first one, the semimembranosus, origin ischial tuberosity, insertion lateral condyle of the tibia. The second, the semitendinosus, origin ischial tuberosity, and insertion lateral portion of the tibia. And the last one, the biceps femoris, origin linea aspera and ischial tuberosity, insertion head of the fibula. Along with the hamstrings, the gluteus maximus is a prime mover for hip extension. Its origin is the edge of the sacrum, ilium, and the coccyx. Its insertion is the gluteal tuberosity. Now we move on to the push press portion of the exercise where shoulder flexion occurs. The prime movers for shoulder flexion are the deltoids, the anterior, the middle, and the posterior. The anterior deltoid has an origin of the lateral 1/3 of the clavicle, insertion deltoid tuberosity. The middle deltoid is origin the acromion process, insertion deltoid tuberosity, and the posterior deltoid, origin spine of the scapula, and insertion deltoid tuberosity. For tricep extension, our main mover are the triceps, brachii, origin infraglenoid tubercle and upper half of the humerus, insertion olecranon process. Some of your sisters include the gluteus medius and adductor magnus, which assist in hip extension; the coracobrachialis, which assists the deltoids and pectoralis major in flexion of the humerus; also assists the latissimus dorsi, pectoralis major, and adduction of the humerus. You have your biceps brachii, which assists the deltoid and pectoralis major in flexion of the humerus; and your gastrocnemius, which assists the biceps femoris, semitendinosus, and semimembranosus in flexion of the knee; your plantaris, which assists the biceps femoris, semitendinosus, and semimembranosus in flexion of the knee; and finally your popliteus, which assists in the biceps femoris, semitendinosus, and semimembranosus in flexion of the knee. And that is how to properly perform a thruster. Thank you.